dental work. I hate it. The worst. So we haven't done a Talk Tuesday in I promised people on my Instagram my dental horror story. I had to get an extraction several years ago. I had a really awesome dentist that I loved. And of course, insurance changed and they no longer would cover that dentist. So in order for things to get paid for, I had to go switch dentists. And the dentist I went to for this extraction botched my mouth. During the extraction, they numb me up. Now, first of all, for those of you who don't know, anyone with red hair, often people with red hair have a gene where they have a pain sensitivity. It's an actual real thing. It's a gene called the MC1R. It's this sensitivity that they can still feel pain even when they are numbed up at the dentist office. So often redheads need more anesthesia in surgery and more numbing medicine, and sometimes the numbing medicine doesn't work. I happen to have that gene. I don't have fully red hair, but as you can see, my hair is red in the sunlight. My granddad had red hair. I have a lot of natural red highlights in my hair. I happen to have that gene. I remember waking up in surgery a couple times, and I remember the surgeon telling the anesthesiologist, "Put her back out." Yeah, that was fun. Anyway, numbing medicine doesn't always work on me. And so I went to this new dentist to get this extraction. She numbed me up, and I told her I could still feel it. So she numbed me up again a second time, and then a third time, and she's like, "I can't give you any more." And I told her I could still feel it, but she wasn't listening. And I could still feel the pain when she's trying to pull and tug out this tooth. And this whole time, I'm crying, like tears. Tears bad enough that my mom's out in the waiting room. She's hearing me crying. At that point, I was a grown adult. I was like in my early 30s. I was not a child. So my mom's here sitting in the waiting room listening to me scream bloody murder, basically, and wanting to come back in there and tell them to stop the procedure. I was in so much pain, I really wasn't paying attention to what the dentist and the hygienist were saying, but my mom overheard the hygienist tell the dentist that they didn't have the right tool. The hygienist literally said, "We don't have the right tool for this." I kept telling her to stop because it was hurting and I could feel everything. And she's like, "No, I can do this. I can just do this." And literally, I was in there for probably almost 2 hours before she finally pulled it out. And when she finally did pull that tooth out, she broke my jaw and pulled a piece of my jaw out with the tooth. I'm literally missing about that much piece of a jaw back here when she pulled the tooth. So when I saw that piece of jaw broken off with my tooth, I lost it. And I literally was like, I'm never coming back here again. We were going to sue this dentist. Because first of all, she didn't have the right tool. Second of all, she should have referred me to an oral surgeon if it was that hard to pull out. Third of all, she should have stopped when I asked her to stop. We went and got an opinion of an oral surgeon. He said, well, sometimes when teeth are pulled, they can break the jaw. Much to my horror, so now I'm like worried every time I'm gonna go get an extraction that part of my jaw's gonna bust off and break with the tooth. It's not that uncommon, I guess. To me, that's the real shock and horror, that I guess it's not that uncommon for your jaw to break when they're pulling a tooth. That's horrifying. Short story long, I didn't go back to that dentist. I went back to my old dentist. I told my mom, I said, I don't care how much it cost me to go back to this dentist that was good, that I liked, but I cannot go through that traumatic experience again. And so I did. I went back to that dentist until he died on a mountain climbing accident. After he died, I have been extremely nervous to get any major dental work done other than cleanings. And now I'm over 50, and I swear as soon as I turned 50, it was like my teeth all at once decided, okay, we're done. I'm just gonna start busting And so now I have so many teeth that need to be pulled from extraction because they're broken past the point of being able to put a crown on it. I have several that need crowns too, but I have to go to an oral surgeon to have 7 teeth extracted and some implants, obviously. But I am so nervous and horrified, and I have finally gone to a dentist to get some work started, other work for the teeth that don't need to be pulled. Horror story. If you have red hair and the numbing for pain doesn't work on you, let me know in the comments. I empathize with you. That's my horror story for the dentist. I think about it and I shudder. It's still very traumatic. I mean, if I think about it, I'll start crying too long. But I have gone through so much health stuff. 3 transplants, SVC bypass. My spleen even ruptured when I was 21. Near-death experience, but I was in ICU for 3 weeks, almost didn't make it, ended up with pneumonia afterwards and went back into the hospital basically the week after I came out of the hospital from that. That was a really terrible year as well. Out of everything I've gone through, which is quite a lot, I've had over 40 surgeries in my life, dialysis, shunts, being clotted, all of that. I even had my stomach stitches open once. And they had to go back in and reclose me up again. I've woken up in the middle of my arm surgery when they were doing the declotting thing. And all of that, and the most painful, traumatizing experience was going to the dentist and having them pull that tooth and having the jaw break. Yeah. Horrifying. If you watched all this way, thank you so much. And I'll see you on Saturday with the new gardening video. Dental work. I hate it. Literally the worst.